All right, this is the Oz report for November 18th, 2023. Today at the end of the stream, so excuse my voice and also my possibly my intellectual level today, but we're going to start as always with Plex and Plex adjacent items, and we're going to do that in the game client. So if we look at skill extractors, let's start with that because it's been the talk of the week. All right, skill extractors. They have recovered very nicely this week. I think about 5%. We had another 2-for-1 sale, but for real cash this time, it wasn't the same as the NES store Plex 2-for-1 sale. Nevertheless, we saw a dip over the last few weeks to about 430 or something. I know I bought a bunch of them at 410 and 415 as well. So we've recovered now nicely to areas where it's 460. I think before the sale we were at 470, 480. So it's, not that much was lost in the process. Plex has dropped a little bit to 4.9 million. So this is twofold. One, there isn't a big attractive NES store sale going on right now, and on the other hand, there are some sales going on in the real Plex, the real cash store, and there's a lot of players returning for the Havoc extension. So there's just Plex available. That's why the price is dropping. It's a good opportunity to pick up some Plex, although it's more the margin that has been thinning. So the sell price is low right now, but the buy price isn't really that much lower than it has been in the past few weeks. So that's Plex. And large skill injectors, we're at 850, so it is dropping a little bit as I was predicting. Skill farming is very profitable right now, and so we're continuing the long-term downward trend on large skill injectors, the same as for example Master at Arms cerebral accelerators that also generate skill points but have been dropping much sharper. Not only because overall skill points are becoming cheaper, but also because the substitute good dropped in the form of event cerebral accelerators for the Halloween event, and those are still valid through January, more or less. So we're seeing people using those instead of the Master at Arms cerebral accelerators, and that's why that price has dropped from around 95 million to around 80 million. If you look at the skill farming formula that results out of that, the temporary profit of around 1.4 million per account has dropped down again because skill extractors recovered quickly, because skill injectors have been coming down in price. So right now, the skill farming profit per account on a 12-month subscription paid by Plex is around 877 million ISK. So that's about 10.5 billion a year. So that's that. In terms of skill points, because the Master at Arms cerebral accelerators have been dropping in price so much, the cost per SP is around 2,000 on the sell price of Master at Arms cerebral accelerators. That is comparable to a large skill injector for players between 5 and 50 million SP. Now, those below 50 million SP are still going to be using the large skill injectors because it's instant. Those above 50 million are going to think about using Master at Arms cerebral accelerators instead, and those above 80 million SP are certainly much better off using Master at Arms cerebral accelerators because it's only a third of the price of the large skill injector for those high SP characters. And so that's how it goes. I don't think the Master at Arms cerebral accelerators are going to drop all that much. There's probably going to level out somewhere around 80 million like it did last time, and then at some point hopefully rise again. But that depends on whether CCP brings back cerebral accelerators for events in the new year. Now, let's talk about some other items. Let's talk about items that are trending up, for example. We were talking about the Kikimora earlier on stream. The Kikimora is up something like 30%. Pretty steep increase. So not only is it a very popular ship for various applications, be it structure bashes, be it faction warfare, it's a very, very popular ship. But people have also been just running fewer and fewer abyssals because we have an event going. We had an event going because we have an expansion coming out. So there's just a lot of things happening. So people don't need to run the same old abyssal content. And so the raw materials that you need and the BPC that you need for the Kikimora are just less in supply. Yes, you can buy them now with LP in the Triglavian LP store, but overall there's just less raw materials, less blueprints out there, and so this is going to make the price rise if the ship continues to be as popular. The demand on a Kikimora has nothing to do with abyssal space, but the supply of them has everything to do with abyssal space, and that's why we're seeing this spike right now. Something else we're seeing in spiking is booster gas cloud, so mycocerrosin of all colors. The new ships that are introduced through the Havoc expansions are all faction ships, so they all use this myco gas, and it was already in short supply before the expansion, and now it's going to continue to be so. The new ships are very popular. People want to buy them. People want to try them. People want to make them. So we're going to see a shortage on these gases, right? Other than that, virtue implants is something we also talked about earlier. Virtue implants are bought with SOE LP, and so everything connected to the Sisters of Eve LP store has been getting more expensive because of the Halloween event. We talked about that over the last few years. Virtue implants just seem to be now another thing that is getting expensive. We saw also Sisters expanded probe launches also spiking in price. So, if you have Sisters of Eve LP right now is the time to trade that in because it's very, very valuable at the moment. If we're talking about high volume items, we're still talking about agency drugs, Pyrolantia, overclocker drugs, for example. They are trading in high volume because people are still selling them from the event that happened in October. Now, if you think they're trading very, very low in price right now, then yes, they are certainly a good buy opportunity. Just be aware, on December 5th, we have the Christmas event going live, the Winter Nexus event, and so that is going to further drop the price down of these agency drugs. In the long term, this is still a very good buy price, but if we look at it over the last year, it's been dropping and dropping more with each event, with Capsuleer Day, with Winter Nexus, with the Halloween event. So just be aware of these events that are coming. Try to buy just as they are dropping from the event, and then sell as the event closes. And right now, it's arguably a very short time between the Halloween event and the Christmas event, or the Winter Nexus event. If we look at items that are in short supply, the porpoise, for some reason, there are not a lot of porpoises left. We talked about that earlier. Virtue implants, we know why there's nothing left, just because they're super expensive right now. Kaldari Navy ballistic control systems, there's less than half a trade day left on those. Super popular item. Very, very strange. Not very strange. This happens every once in a while, but very dangerous for anyone messing with this market right now, because this is just a few fleet fights or fleet fittings away from buying out. So there could be an opportunity there. However, it's also possible that a lot of people are either sitting on LP or they're sitting on a lot of stockpiles of these to then drive the price down if it does spike. Large supply drop. Again, in the past few weeks, we've been talking about the neurovisual input matrix. This is the item that governs the price and availability of strategic cruisers. These strategic cruisers the demand should be dropping a little bit, because it's not, the demand is always high, but it was especially high in the Halloween event. So this should be dropping down again, really quite a bit. But right now, this is still the lag of the Halloween event, and so these are selling for a lot of money. So if you have these, if you run these exploration sites and you have these lying around, then right now is a good time to sell. This is certainly going to drop very, 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 very shortly. Interestingly enough, also apparently the VetMag has been bought out quite a bit. The Triglavian cruiser, tier 1 Triglavian cruiser, similarly to the Kikimora, very, very good ship. Very high trade volume at 100 a day, and right now there's pretty much only 50 left. So, just be aware of that. One solution could be to just run more abyssals right now, because apparently right now the raw materials and blueprints that come from abyssal space are very valuable. So go and make some money running abyssals, counterintuitive to what everyone else is doing, or counter-cyclical, I should say. Let's finish today with underpriced items. The most underpriced booster is the Agency Pyrolancer 1 booster. So if you are thinking about investing in one of them, that's probably your safest bet. We ignore the freighters as usual, but there certainly is Zydrine, for example, which saw a little bit of a recovery, but then dropped back down. If you're looking for a long-term investment of an item that just has a humongous trade value as a trade volume as a basic mineral, Zydrine is probably your friend. Out of all materials, raw materials is the one that's most underpriced right now. And these are macro cycles, so very good chance that at some point in the future this will be trading higher. Minerals always seem so steady, but in reality, if you look at them over years, they do fluctuate in price significantly. They just it's just a little bit slower, right? And then platinum, we've talked about that in the past quite a bit. Platinum has now been steady as a moon material over the last 4 months, but the price level compared to the 52 average is still pretty low. So platinum, I wouldn't discount as a long-term investment. Mercury is new on this list just because it's been dropping a lot. Mercury is trading at a 52-week low. Another raw moon material, also might be a good time to buy in. All right. My voice is completely leaving me. This is the end of the stream as well. We've been streaming for over 3 hours. So for the Oz report this week, we're gonna call it. We're gonna return to the regular stream, and I'll see you